One-hand wave from Justin Rose on the 15th green, and suddenly the Ryder Cup erupts. Live on NBC, a simple dispute over Bryson DeChambeau's caddy spiraled into a heated clash, clutch birdies, and an on-course argument no one saw coming. But why did this etiquette battle demand an apology from Team USA, and how did it turn a golf match into a global controversy? The answer begins here. Justin Rose stands over a 15-foot birdie putt on the 15th green, the match hanging in the balance. Bryson DeChambeau and Scottie Scheffler are huddled with their caddies, but it's Greg Bodine, Bryson's caddy, who drifts into Rose's sightline just off the putting line. Rose waits, eyes locked on the path from ball to cup, then lifts his hand sharply. His voice cuts through the noise. "It's my putt, right?" The gesture isn't subtle. NBC's broadcast team immediately calls it a heated exchange. In that instant, etiquette turns into confrontation. Bodine, caught off guard, defends his position, just checking our line, but Rose doesn't back down. The tension is visible, even through the camera's tight angle. For a split second, the Ryder Cup feels less like a golf match and more like a standoff. Rose resets, heart pounding, and drains the birdie. He glances toward the American side, a slight fist pump hinting at both relief and challenge. The crowd roars, but the air is charged. No one's quite sure if this is over. DeChambeau answers with his own clutch putt, matching Rose shot for shot. But the energy between the groups is unmistakable. What should have been a routine moment now simmers with accusation and pride. The NBC microphones catch fragments. Firm words, clipped tones, no profanity, but no mistaking the edge. As the players gather their balls and move off the green, the atmosphere refuses to settle. The spark has caught. The next hole waits, but so does something much bigger than golf. The walk from the 15th green to the 16th tee becomes a gauntlet. What started as a sharp exchange between Rose and Bodine now draws in everyone with a stake. DeChambeau falls in step beside Rose, voice low but loaded, asking, "You got a problem?" Rose replies, calm but unyielding, "Just wanted my line clear, that's all." The words hang in the air, but the real escalation comes from the crowd of bodies closing in. Caddies, partners, even vice captains. Ted Scott, Scheffler's caddy, raises his voice at Rose, frustration spilling over the ropes. Fleetwood, sensing the edge, moves quickly to get between Scott and Molinari, hands up, urging calm. The argument refuses to die. Instead, it mutates. Caddy to player, player to player, caddy to vice captain. Ian Finnis, Fleetwood's caddy, tries to steer DeChambeau away, telling him to chill out. Scheffler hangs back, silent, eyes flicking from teammate to opponent. Every step toward the next tee feels heavier, the crowd pressing closer, feeding off the friction. Smiley Kaufman, watching from the NBC tower, describes the scene. Every person on that tee is heated. There's no single voice of reason, just overlapping shouts, clipped British sarcasm, American bravado, and the hum of thousands on the verge of boiling over. No one remembers the actual distance from green to tee, only the sense that the match has left the realm of golf and entered something rawer. By the time the group arrives at the 16th, the confrontation is no longer about a putting line, it's about pride, loyalty, and who will blink first. After the last word fades and the group reaches the 16th tee, a different kind of calculation begins. The match isn't over, but the raw edge of confrontation starts to give way to something more measured. On the American side, caddies huddle with players, voices low and faces tight. Greg Bodine, still catching his breath from the argument, keeps his distance. There's no grand gesture, no public speech, just a quiet effort to lower the temperature. Reports from on-course reporters mention that a U.S. caddy approaches Francesco Molinari, the European vice captain, offering a few words meant to ease the sting. The apology isn't about standing too close to Rose's line. It's about the way tempers flared, about the noise that spilled over. The message is simple. Emotions, not intent, drove the scuffle. Molinari, acting as a buffer, nods and listens. He doesn't demand more. In the Ryder Cup cauldron, even a muted olive branch counts for something. The rules are clear. Caddies are supposed to stay out of sight lines, but the reality is messier. Under the relentless pressure of Bethpage, Even seasoned caddies like Bodine can misjudge a step. In this moment, accountability is less about blame and more about restoring a sense of order. Both teams understand that the match and the eyes of the world are still on them. No official statement is made, and no cameras catch a handshake. Instead, the game resumes, the air a little less charged, but the memory of the clash still fresh. The apology, such as it is, serves as a first, fragile attempt to turn the page, even as deeper questions about responsibility and respect linger in the background. Justin Rose doesn't wait for the story to cool. Minutes after the match, he faces the microphones, voice steady but eyes still sharp from the heat of competition. He doesn't dodge the question. "Maybe I didn't say it as politely as I could have said it in the moment," Rose admits, choosing his words with care. He explains the sequence, waiting to putt, watching as DeChambeau's team circled and conferred, then feeling the need to speak up. For Rose, the intent is everything. He insists there was no disrespect, just the pressure of a massive putt and the need for clear space. "I was trying to control my environment. If you want to say 'excuse me please,' then yeah, my bad." The admission is measured, an olive branch, but not a retreat. Rose frames himself as a competitor defending boundaries, not an antagonist looking for trouble. He's quick to say he wants the incident over, but the way he tells it, the real issue is about the right to focus, not the way he asked. In these few sentences, Rose turns a flash of anger into a question of principle, leaving just enough doubt for the debate to keep burning. Bethpage Black didn't just host the Ryder Cup, it became an accomplice. From the first tee, a wall of sound battered every player, but by Saturday afternoon, the crowd's energy had twisted into something more volatile. New York fans lined the fairways, their voices echoing off the hills, each chant and jeer sharpening the tension. Security teams, already stretched thin, watched as fans pressed against rope lines, their allegiance to the home side turning every European shot into a target for taunts. Reports from on-course stewards describe a constant hum of heckling, with isolated flare-ups and warnings issued for aggressive language. The atmosphere was far from the reserved galleries of Augusta. Here, tribal loyalty ruled, and any sign of weakness was met with a roar. Even routine moments pulsed with threat, the noise refusing to let up, the sense of containment always on the verge of collapse. In this cauldron, small disputes didn't just happen, they exploded, amplified by thousands hungry for drama and ready to tip the balance with every shout. Europe closes out the match 3-2, but the real contest explodes online. Within hours, clips of the 15th green incident and the walk to 16 rack up millions of views. Comment threads split in two. Team Rose or Team Bryson? Some argue Rose was defending the last shred of golf's etiquette, refusing to let chaos win. Others see gamesmanship, accusing him of weaponizing tradition to rattle his rivals. The debate is everywhere. Sports talk shows, Twitter polls, WhatsApp groups. Is golf still a gentleman's game, or has the Ryder Cup become a gladiator arena where only the loudest survive? National pride, generational divides, and personality clashes all collide. Old-school fans demand respect for boundaries. Younger voices cheer the fire, the drama, the edge. It's not just about who won the hole or the match. It's about what kind of sport golf will be the next time the world is watching. No handshake or apology can settle it. The question lingers, where do you draw the line? On September 27, 2025, broadcast cameras captured Justin Rose signaling for Greg Bodine to move on the 15th green, a moment NBC described as a heated exchange. Within minutes, what began as a dispute over putting etiquette escalated into a team-wide confrontation, drawing in players, caddies, and officials. Rose later admitted he might not have asked politely enough, but insisted his actions were about focus, not disrespect. Bodine's post-round apology to European vice-captain Molinari acknowledged emotions ran high, though no official transcript of that apology exists. The exact words exchanged and precise positions during the incident remain undocumented. In the aftermath, the viral footage split opinion worldwide, exposing fault lines between tradition and modern gamesmanship, and raising questions about the impact of intense crowds like those at Bethpage Black. While the facts confirm a minor etiquette dispute became a cultural flashpoint, The debate over intent, respect, and the future of Ryder Cup sportsmanship is far from settled.